Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This TEDx is about life, and I would like to tell you something about my life these past few years. I had a pretty good life. I was loved, appreciated, and respected for who I was and what I did. And I was teaching young people at a secondary school, and I really loved doing that. In 2004, my partner and I traveled to China, where we adopted our beautiful 2-year-old Chinese daughter. Life was just going great. However, 2 years later, I was diagnosed with chronic heart failure and an expected lifespan of 4 to 5 years. My situation was deteriorating very rapidly, and my life came to a standstill. A year later, I had to give up my teaching job. Physical exercise became an agonizing gasping for air, and my world became smaller and smaller until it reached the size of my living room and later a hospital bed. But what scared me the most was that my daughter was about to lose one of her parents. She had never known her biological parents, and now she was about to lose her new father. I was also regularly admitted to hospitals for examinations and tests, and at several times we had to call 112, 991, 911 if you will, when there was an acute crisis. I was almost choking to death due to too much fluid in my body. It wasn't just me whose life was affected, the life of my family was affected too. I was sick, but they had to live with it. I knew that my life could only be saved if someone else would die. A terrible thought, but true nevertheless. And so I started a race against time. Which came first, a suitable donor or my death? As you can see, I was lucky. I survived. In 2009, I had a heart transplant in a German hospital, but it was at the expense of a young German male still in his early 20s. He too must have had expectations of his life. Maybe he had plans. Maybe he wanted to become a doctor. I don't know. He must have had people around him, people that loved him, people that respected him and that miss him. But he did something what most people tend to forget. He didn't just think about his life, but he had also thought about his death. He, his relatives in his spirit, made the decision to donate his organs. So he made a difference when he was dead. I live with his heart now. He cared, and that's why I'm alive and well today. This is not just my story. It's the story of many other people who live because of the generosity of their fellow human being. In 2012, there were still 1,286 people in the Netherlands who were waiting for a donor organ. Still, only 40% of the Dutch population have decided about donorship. We need the other 60% to decide as well. We desperately need more donors. The Dutch Parliament has been debating a law about active donor registration for years now and can't come to a decision about it, although the vast majority of our population is in favor for it. Every year, people who sometimes have been waiting for years to receive a donor organ die. This is totally unacceptable. We desperately need more donors. We need you as donors, we need you as advocates for donorship in general and ARD in particular. So I want you to ask people what I'm asking you now. Do you still care when you're dead? Thank you.